Good morning, everyone. We're going to get started in 4 or 5 minutes if you want to start claiming your seat.
No, I have so many options in my seat.
It's like you all know I like starting on time. The quiet, nice. There's a few more people filtering in, so. Good morning, everyone. My name is Samantha White. My pronouns are she and her, and I am the volunteer host for today. I am really grateful that we can gather together today in the spirit of shared humanity and fellowship. Whether you're a longtime member or a first-time visitor joining on our live stream or here in person, I'm really grateful to see all of your smiling faces today. So that our program is not interrupted, I would ask that you switch your beeping devices to Do Not Disturb. I appreciate each of you and your respect and consideration for this community. Our musical guest today, as you can see, is our very own Claire Menace, Ethical Society Music Director. And soon to be Executive Director of Community Experience, joined by her fabulous mother, Cindy. Take it away.
All right, so to celebrate Amy's last platform with us, I thought the song would be fun to share because it talks about relationships. and how they change over time, how they ebb and flow, and how we nurture the ones that nurture us, and how we release the ones that might not, and how life looks different over time, and that is a great thing. Oh, well, in 5 years' time we could be walking round a zoo with the sun shining down over me and you. There'll be love in the bodies of the elephants too. I'll put my hands over your eyes, but you'll peep through, and there'll be sun, sun, sun all over our bodies, and sun, sun, sun all down our necks, and there'll be sun, sun, sun all over our faces, and sun, sun, sun. So what the heck, 'cause I'll be laughing at all your silly little jokes, and we'll be laughing about how we used to smoke all those stupid little cigarettes and drink stupid wine. But it's what we needed to have a good time, and it was fun, fun, fun. When we were drinking, it was fun, fun, fun. When we were drunk, and it was fun, fun, fun. When we were laughing, it was fun, fun, fun. Oh, it was fun. Well, I'll look at you and say, it's the happiest that I've ever been. I'll say, I no longer feel I need to be James Dean. And she'll say, yeah, well, I'm pretty happy too. I'm always pretty happy when I'm kicking back with you, and there'll be love, love, love all through our bodies, and love, love, love all through our minds. Love, love, love all over her face, and love, love, love all over mine. Although maybe all these moments are just in my head, I'll be thinking about them as I'm lying in bed. And all that I believe might never really come true, but in my mind I'm having a pretty good time with you. Oh, in 5 years' time, I might not know you. In 5 years' time, we may not speak. Oh, and in 5 years' time, we might not get along. In 5 years' time, you might just prove me wrong. Oh, there'll be love, love, love wherever you go. 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 There'll be love.
So fun. Thank you. Each week, we read the Ethical Education for Youth core values as a way to bring us together and remind us of our shared commitments. Today, our core values reader is Cassie Freeman.
Every person is important and unique. Every person deserves to be treated fairly and kindly. I can learn from everyone. I am a part of this earth. I cherish it and all the life upon it. I learn from the world around me by using my senses, mind, and feelings. I am a member of the world community, which depends on the cooperation of all people for peace and justice. I can learn from the past to build for the future. I am free to question. I am free to choose what I believe. I accept responsibility for my choices and actions. I strive to live my values.
Well done, as always. The youth education program is available to all children and provides a robust ethical education. It's now time for our Seek students to head downstairs for their fun activities, and we'll see you later. Have a great time. It's time for opening words, where we get to learn more about our fellow community members and their interests and passions. This is a time to deepen our connections to one another. Please join me in welcoming Lance Finney, Trish Cowan-Williams, and Rachel Jones.
Hello, I'm Lance Finney, he, him pronouns, your former board president. When it was clear that this was Amy's last morning with us, a few of us who had worked with her on the board for the past 2 years asked if we could use these opening words to say goodbye and thanks. In my president's report at the annual meeting last year, I explained that the job of a leader here is not really one full-time job, but it's many part-time jobs. Writing and delivering platform addresses, curating the rest of the Sunday morning experience, which includes finding outside speakers, coordinating music and Seek, and opening words and forum, and sometimes even just making the coffee. Thanks, Amy. Leading and managing many volunteer teams and committees, providing pastoral care for members in need or just in need of a conversation or hug, managing staff, and for an interim, helping us figure out what we need and want for our next step. That's a huge list. And Amy did an amazing job for us in all of these. And as a bonus, she gave us a series of seminars on interpersonal communication. Woo, that's a lot. Our community is now entering a new phase, and she has set us up very well for it by hiring Rachel Jones and Claire Minnis as our co-executive directors. And we learned a lot from her expertise in social work and relationship building while she has been here. Thanks for being an interim bridge for us, but really for being more than just a bridge. We're better for having had you here. Thank you, and we'll miss you.
I was doing pretty well until Lance's voice started shaking. Bad. I'm Trish Cowan, she, her, and as Lance pointed out, Amy had many roles to fill coming on. But something she did that was so sincere and tangible was genuinely love us. She immediately started learning our names and who we were as individual people, and that wasn't in the job description. It was just how she operated with authenticity. She figured out very early on that we were a somewhat intellectual and inquisitive collection of people, but she also recognized that intelligent didn't need to mean stuffy. She gave us license to lead with our heart at times, and she helped us bring out our humanity. The responsibilities that Amy had to focus on over these 2 short years were practically impossible. Yet somehow she did even more than we'd requested by truly caring about us. She has changed this community for the better, left a mark on us that will remain, and set us up to succeed and prosper in the future. I'm so grateful.
I'm Rachel Jones, she, her. Amy, one of your many wonderful personal qualities that has stood out to me above the rest since the first time we interacted is your deep authenticity. More than nearly anyone I've ever met, you prioritize fulfilling your obligations to yourself and others, doing so within the framework of the incredible custom-made life you've built for yourself. Although I know many people who march to the beat of their own drummer, most of them are only able to do so by foregoing having a family, meaningful relationships and friendships, and a steady job. But you've built a creative, energizing, beautiful network of people around you who you're bringing alongside on your journey as you work to live your life in a way that meets their needs and yours. never devaluing your true self, always being real about what you want your life to look like. The fact that you decided to make a stop here at the Ethical Society along your path also speaks to your curiosity and your adventurous spirit. Although you were professionally, educationally, and school of life prepared for this job, we all know that there's not another one like it out there. So thank you for bringing your heart and mind to us and for taking a chance on this unique community, facing it all head on and impacting it for the better. Your authenticity and adventurous spirit are now taking you yet again somewhere new. And although it somehow feels like you've been with us forever, and it's very sad to imagine this place without you, we'll be here cheering you on and ready to support you as you continue to live out your life in the way that works best for you. Don't be a stranger, and thank you for everything.
Okay. We have tissues up front, and I just went ahead and prepped some for myself, and Amy prepped some for themselves. So we're ready, and if you need to get a tissue, feel free. Thank you, Lance, Trish, and Rachel. And now, unfortunately, or fortunately for us, not so much for Amy, they're going to sing. But before that, if you're a member and would like to share opening words, we'd love to get you on the schedule. You can contact Carol Beer, send an email to the platform speakers team, or starting in January, you can contact Claire Minnis. The teams takes turns recruiting each month. We'd love to get you on the schedule and learn about you and hear from you. Okay, so we're welcoming Claire, Cindy, and Amy back for the second musical selection, Closer to Find by the Indigo Girls.
Okay. I was caught unawares. We might have done the order differently. But many of you know this song, and I know you guys love community singing, so so please, please, please go ahead and sing along, especially if I start crying and then I can't sing and then I have to give Claire the mic and then it gets messy. So go ahead and just sing the whole time. I'm trying to tell you something about my life. Maybe give me insight between black and white. And the best thing you've ever done for me is to help me take my life less seriously. 'Cause it's only life after all, yeah. Well, darkness has a hunger that's insatiable, and lightness has a call that's hard to hear. And I wrap my fear around me like a blanket. I sail my ship of safety till I sank it. I'm crawling on your shore. And I went to the doctor, I went to the mountain, I looked to the children, I drank from the fountain. There's more than one answer to these questions, pointing me in a crooked line. And the less I seek my source for some definitive, the closer I am to find, yeah. The closer I am to find, yeah. I went to see the doctor of philosophy with a poster of Rasputin and a beard down to his knee. He never did marry or see a B-grade movie, but he graded my performance. He said he could see through me. I spent 4 years prostrate to the higher mind. I got my paper and I was free. And I went to the doctor, and I went to the mountain. I looked to the children, and I drank from the fountain. There's more than one answer to these questions, pointing me in a crooked line. And the less I seek my source for some definitive, the closer I am to find, yeah. The closer I am to find, yeah. Ooh, ooh. I stopped by the bar at 3 a.m. to seek solace in a bottle or possibly a friend. And I woke up with a headache like my head against the board. I was twice as cloudy as I'd been the night before. I went in seeking clarity. And I went to the doctor, I went to the mountains. I looked to the children, I drank from the fountains. Yeah, we go to the doctor, we go to the mountain. We look to the children, we drink from the fountains. Yeah, we go to the Bible, we go through the workout. We read up on revival, we stand up for the lookout. There's more than one answer to these questions, pointing me in a crooked line. And the less I seek my source for some definitive, the closer I am to find, yeah. The closer I am to find, yeah. The closer I am to find, yeah.
Thank you. I didn't hear any tears. You did an amazing job. Thank you, all of you. Before our main address, we'd like to take a moment to empty our minds, relax our bodies, and take some mindful, deep breaths. Please join me for 1 minute of mindful breathing. Thank you. Okay, as you know, Amy Miller, Interim Director, is our platform speaker today. And although this is their last platform as Interim Director, they will leave a lasting legacy in our community. And we have been truly fortunate to learn and grow together. Please welcome Amy to the stage to conclude their tenure with us as they discuss the need for big community energy and ways we can focus on what is best for our ethical community.
Good morning. as you know, my name is Amy Miller, and my pronouns are she or they, and I get a little thrill when Samantha uses they, which she's one of the only people who does, and that's totally fine, but I'm like, ooh, she's talking about me. So I love that. But she is also fine, because it's much easier for most people. Hold on. I have my tissues. I got the birds chirping in the spire. When I see clients for relationship work, I tell them I'm not on anybody's side. The relationship is my client. It takes the two people to co-create the dynamics of the relationship, but my focus is on making it the healthiest expression it can be. The main character is the relationship. The supporting cast is the humans that comprise it. I approach community work the same way. We are all members of a supporting cast that comes together to create a community. The community's wellness should be our priority. We are all important and unique. We all have contributions to make, large and small, and we all have exactly the same value. That said, there is a certain hyper-individualism amongst free thinkers that we've addressed many times before that makes true community building somewhat challenging. My favorite platform was the one where I talked about herding cats, and I showed the herding cats commercial, and how I would love us to be more like a mob of meerkats, except for the violence. There's a strong individualistic streak in many of the people who are attracted to this community. Lots of opinions about many things, which I've also said is not the problem. Putting lots of smart and interesting people together is going to yield strong opinions. But the problem is everybody can't be the main character, and there's kind of a lot of main character energy here. There are a lot of folks who want their agendas represented. I can understand that. We all desire things to be how we like them. But there are healthy ways to go about making things happen that look less like imposing your will and more like, I have an idea that I think is good for the community for the following reasons. Would you consider this? When I've mentioned that there has been a lot of stress and drama here, many of you seem surprised. Some people have been upset that we've called out some behaviors publicly, but if we don't name the problems, we can't fix them. And I think that accountability should be part of our culture, which means calling things what they are and being honest about our limitations and struggles. I've always tried to remain upbeat, kind, and forward-thinking. But I think on my way out, you all deserve to know a little bit more about what my experience has been. It's not going to hurt your feelings. It's not. Most of you are not the problem. But I've been very professional. So just to let you know, I've been very professional, and I haven't said a lot of things because it's not appropriate. And I'm leaving now, so. The primary source of what makes this job hard is navigating the main character energy of some of the members. That's really it. That's what makes my job hard and what makes the job of other staff hard. My observation is that there are two major types of members represented here. The first type behaves in ways that can be demanding, entitled, and always the main character of the story. They will argue strenuously and aggressively for their point of view, and this type also, ironically, usually lacks self-awareness around these behaviors and is likely to get upset when folks disagree or when they don't get the attention or action they are requesting. This type rarely apologizes for their behavior. I've been yelled at, insulted, and received more than my share of passive-aggressive behavior these past 2 years. I've seen folks here essentially stage coups, bypass leadership to push their own agendas, contact the board about things that are not in the board's purview, whip up frenzies of anxiety amongst other members, gossip and spread bad intel, demand my or other staff members' undivided attention, leave unkind feedback in various locations, disparage me or the society on social media, and in one extreme case, lobby tirelessly to have me fired. I know. I didn't tell you, because I was being professional. But seriously, one member spent the second half of last year on this project. And while it is clear that the effort to remove me did not bear fruit, the outcome was extreme discomfort for me and a lot of extra work for the board. As we heard about this person's objections to my leadership constantly from them and from others. Most of you don't know this, but last August at the board meeting, I resigned my position. My statement at that time was, I do not want to continue dealing with this. My feelings were hurt, I was stressed all the time, and I felt psychologically unsafe at work on Sundays. Now, there was other drama happening last year that I can't get into for confidentiality reasons, but overall, between this person and a small handful of others, I had never been treated with so much relentless unkindness and lack of grace. Every time I had to check my email, my stomach hurt, I lost weight, and it was pretty terrible. My husband told me last year that I was like a homeschool kid who was in public school for the first time. He wasn't wrong. And it was going to take some time to get used to being in a large system. He reminded me that not everyone is going to like me. What? To be honest, that was a good lesson to learn, and I have accepted that I can't be everyone's favorite. But there is quite a distance between she's not my favorite and I really hate her and want to get her fired. I was exhausted after a while of dealing with the aggressive dislike and then having to hear about it all the time. That said, I retracted my resignation before it got to the rest of the community, as the board and I reached an agreement for me to stay on that included adaptation and addition of the community agreements. We borrowed the idea from the Brooklyn Society with permission. The assumption was that if people had clearer objective standards by which to abide, perhaps some of the more problematic behaviors would eventually become incompatible with being part of the community. Perhaps, the thought was, folks would begin to shut down behaviors in peer groups rather than allow them to continue ad nauseum on some everyone is entitled to their own opinion. We agreed that we would only remove a member in the most extreme case, and in this case instead, we did everything we could to rehabilitate the relationship and discourage the aggressive behavior of this one individual. It required a lot of time and energy on the part of the board members, who largely shielded me from the worst of it. But you know how sometimes a weakness is really an overuse of a strength or a misuse of a strength? I think that the tolerance of undesirable behavior is quite high in this community due to the commitment to the belief that everyone has the right to be who they are. And on its face, this high tolerance seems like a positive quality. But as one might expect, there are upsides and downsides to allowing folks to express all manner of opinions without recourse. I personally believe people do better with clear boundaries and stated expectations. As such, community agreements are an incredible asset to the society. So while I won't say I'm glad any of what led to their adoption happened, I am glad to leave the clarity of expectations with you. And having a framework of appropriate behavior was useful recently for supporting the unanimous agreement on removal of a problematic visitor who was espousing white nationalist and racist opinions during coffee hour. The member who tried to have me fired eventually stopped talking about me. All of the intel fueling the dislike was secondhand gossip and incurious personal interpretations anyway. I assume they're just biding their time until I leave, which is fine, as long as they do not then choose to disparage the new women in leadership. They're not non-binary, I'm just trying to be neutral. Which is how we know that the singular they, them is possible. Thank you. I do want to add that I'm certain some of these main character types, this extreme case aside, many of these main character types are otherwise decent humans. Their behavior has been counterproductive for healthy community building efforts. Main character energy also encompasses behaviors like not cleaning up after yourself, being unaware of your social impact, believing rules don't apply to you. Some of you, that probably is you. Demanding answers to your questions, refusing to apologize when you cause harm, and expecting special treatment. Many people who have behaved in this way have eventually come around, taken responsibility, apologized, and repaired. I have actually seen some folks evolve out of main character roles, which has been deeply satisfying to observe. The main character types take up a lot of space, energy, and attention, so it has sometimes felt like the society is full of them. And so sometimes there has been more focus on those negative behaviors than on the many positives that we have represented here. But that is not the case, and over time I've learned to mostly just ignore the negativity. I am aware that some members are upset with me right now, and I am unbothered because I'm confident that I have responded appropriately. Giving individuals what they want is not the job. The job is doing what is best for the community. I was here as interim director specifically to help folks relearn, or in some cases learn for the first time, how to people, how to be in relationship with each other, how to be in community, and how to connect. That is my superpower. I have focused my attention on skill building around communication, conflict resolution and repair, and relationships in general. I have emphasized the importance of the heart. I submitted a final board report on Friday that highlights my major accomplishments. Among them, and on the note of community building, I facilitated or co-facilitated 17 945 forums, mostly the type of conversations I called healthy community dialogues. I offered 10 Saturday sessions, presented 23 platforms, and hosted 8 coffee with the director meetings. That for members. That alone represents 58 times I offered your community different ways to practice relationships, to creatively care for self and others, to hug till it gets weird. Many of you were here that day when I made Samantha come up here and hug me for 20 seconds. It was super awkward, and I was like, your hair smells good. Because I didn't know, I didn't expect it to be such a long 20 seconds, but I'll go first. Hug till it gets weird. That was the lesson. But also to not take things personally, which I have been working on, to lead with curiosity, which I've also been working on, to apologize and repair, to have healthy relationships, to speak up for important causes, and to not be cats when possible. Many of you have attended nearly everything I've offered. You have shown up curious, ready to think about things differently, eager to practice new skills, and with a beautifully open mind and heart. And so I want to emphasize that the second primary type of character here embodies supporting cast energy. This represents the vast majority of humans here, and you are the reason I've stayed the full 2 years and why I feel so emotional about leaving. The vast majority of people here are kind, thoughtful, generous, appreciative, reliable, cooperative, and all around lovely, and I adore you. Most of the members in the secondary group are also cat-like freethinkers with strong opinions, but you have also learned how to exist in an ecosystem. And communities are fragile ecosystems of mutual aid and cooperation and selflessness. Healthy community relationships are not transactional. And I see most members here stepping up when asked, giving generously to causes, and showing up eager to learn. I compiled a non-exhaustive list of what I see as the other strengths of the Ethical Society membership. In addition to being smart and generous, you have, overall, a sincere respect for female leadership and female empowerment. I want to say that this is one of the only places that I would say that even when someone disagreed with me or was disrespectful, it never felt like it was because they weren't taking me seriously because I'm a woman. So I will say that this place is a very healthy feminist microcosm that's, for the most part, safe for women. So I appreciate that a lot. Which is good, because I've hired a lot of women for you. Not on purpose, they were the best people for the jobs. But you also have a passion for lifelong learning, curiosity, respect for knowledge, a generally shared live and let live philosophy that creates a sense of belonging for people who may struggle to find belonging elsewhere. You have a respect for consensus, crowdsourcing, and disagreement. It's a place for social connection for elders. Also, you have some cool-ass elders. And, right? I've said this before, no offense to the people my age and younger, but I like the older people better. Intergenerational community. You have commitment amongst members to ethical living, shared values, and certain social issues, general like-mindedness on politics and religion, a respectful and enthusiastic audience for speakers and musical guests, connection to the larger St. Louis community through acts of service and a desire to do good, an appreciation for the arts, and care and concern for future generations, especially through your climate work. This community broadly is lovely. Not perfect, but sincerely effortful towards the good. My first platform here was 23 months ago, almost exactly, January 8th, 2023. I remember standing here being so nervous. I told you at that time that I promised to try hard and care a lot, and I had no idea what I was in for. But you all gave me a lot of support and warmth that day, and I'm grateful to the vast majority of you for welcoming me and accepting what I was offering. I did indeed try hard and care a lot. I've mostly felt free to be myself here, so thank you, Rachel, for noticing. And I see how that is a major appeal to most of us in this room. Being able to show up authentically in a world that often we demands be something else is a gift. That'll probably make me cry. For example, I would have never thought of myself as a hothead. Seriously. But I have popped off in anger and frustration here many times the past 2 years. And to be honest, and I'll explain, it's been a gift to discover, accept, and nurture this part of myself. Because how many of us socialized as girls have been denied our power, denied our voices, told to be nice and quiet? How many of us socialized as girls and women have been told that anger is unattractive? How many of us have felt compelled to accommodate rather than fight for what we think is right? I've taught about conflict resolution for years, but mostly it's been through observation and abstraction. I actually don't have much conflict in my regular life, but that isn't necessarily a good thing. The more relationships we have, the more conflict we are likely to have. And I have dozens, if not hundreds, more relationships today than I had 2 years ago. And I've had many opportunities to practice my skills here. And honestly, in reflection, that has been one of the best parts. What I've learned over and over the past 2 years is that A, I was not full of shit. And I actually did know what I was talking about, which is always great to affirm. And B, that in relationship, conflict is truly inevitable, especially when we frame conflict as disagreement that requires resolution. There is no way you will always agree with the people around you, especially when you have many strong personalities in the mix. The problem is not the existence of conflict. The problem is inability or unwillingness to practice accountability and repair. I have a strong personality and strong opinions, as you know. And as such, I've had conflict with even some of the most mild-mannered and conflict-avoidant among you. And low-key, I'm quite proud that you felt safe enough to engage in conflict with me and know that it would be okay. Getting upset with each other is okay and to be expected. Communication is key. I have valued being a soft landing place for the practicing of the wildly important but undervalued communication skills of disagreement, expression of disappointment and anger, and conflict. Much of that has been with board members, since I have spent so much time in communication with them, probably much more than they ever desired. Sorry. How this happened was that, mostly for confidentiality reasons, there was no one else I could confide in or seek guidance from. I am thrilled that there will be 2 people in executive leadership soon, because they will have each other, and will hopefully be able to reorient the Board of Trustees away from day-to-day issues and towards what they should be free to focus on, which is the high-level strategy, policy and governance, and financial well-being of the society. It was me who dragged the board into the granular workings of the society, and then I had the audacity to be mad when I felt they were over-involved. I can own that. But I will say that another highlight of the past 2 years has been how deeply known and connected I have felt to the board members due to this continued proximity. We have been a team. But I'm a non-voting member of the team, and I have strongly disagreed with some decisions the board has made. But I always have felt safe and respected in my disagreement. And when I didn't handle my disagreement well and apologized, I was consistently met with empathy and forgiveness. I want to thank everyone who has served on the board during my tenure, but specifically the 3 who've been with me the full 2 years, Samantha White, Trish Cowan, and Mary Murphy Overman. You all hired me and then experienced the whole journey alongside me for 2 years. And the 3 of you have provided different but equally valuable types of individual support. I have ongoing text threads with each of you and I will very much miss our conversations. I mean, not that we can't still talk, but it'll be different. The 3 board presidents I have been with have also spent inordinate amounts of time in communication with me, especially Lance Finney. Thank you. He's not even on the board anymore, and he still hears from me constantly. Trish Cowan and Scott Wright. Is Scott here? Oh, hi, Scott. I should have looked for you back there. Trish Cowan and Scott Wright, you have also been incredible sources of support. I have watched each of you step into effective leadership in different but authentic ways, and I've enjoyed working with all 3 of you as very different board presidents. The Board of Trustees has consistently been a model of healthy disagreement and communication, and I can't say how much of that is due to my influence, but I have been proud to be part of it. Stephanie Segala, Katie Borders, Kit Rogers, Rachel Jones, Marianne Perkins, Matthew Hyo. Thank you for being part of my time here and supporting me in large and small ways. You have not had an easy job. I hope the community recognizes the incredible amount of time and energy you have invested in the well-being of the society and in support of me personally and professionally. You've been my friends. Even though I hope to never report to a board again. As far as bosses go, you're pretty cool. I want to thank the women of the TWA for being generally lovely towards me. Earlier this year, Mary Ellen Stanton, Mary Ann Tipton, Kayla Vaughn, and Judy Kolchiski especially stand out for their support while I fearfully navigated some abnormal mammogram findings and an eventual biopsy. And she may not even realize this, but I'm pretty sure Ann Agebrecht said something kind, very kind to me every single time we've interacted for 2 years. We had a very rough start, but I'd like to thank the platform speakers team for working so well together once we ironed out the bumps and the composition changed. Thank you to everyone who sent me kind words via email or an unexpected note in my mailbox. Thank you to everyone who has trusted me with their problems and issues and allowed me to provide you with pastoral care. And honestly, I want to say thank you to everyone who engaged in healthy conflict and repair with me. I hope it showed you that it doesn't cost anything to apologize. I hope I've practiced what I preach along the way. I hope I communicated clearly and kindly and that I apologized when I didn't. There are too many other members here to specifically call out each of your unique contributions to my time here, but please receive my heartfelt appreciation for being part of my experience. Some of the wins for all of us these past 2 years have been adding pronouns to the member name tags, increases in staff salaries, establishing community agreements, hiring an awesome staff, reinvigoration of the youth ed program, addition of 76 new members, and reintroduction of the service Sunday. Thank you to Crystal White. All the things. Some of you have asked, so I will answer the question publicly. No, I will not be attending programming here anytime soon. Not because I don't love you, but I think it is best practices to give some time for Rachel and Claire to figure out their leadership voices and find their footing. That said, I'm not moving away. I will share my contact information with the community before I leave. I've already informed Nancy and her husband that I will be showing up at their house. So if any of you have their address, give it to me. I'm just kidding, I'm not a stalker. But any of you are welcome to keep in touch with me, for real, or to come to me for sessions if you would like. There might be value in knowing what you can expect from your counselor or coach and having already established a relationship. I can also help you find a therapist. But I would be honored to see any of you as clients for individual relationship or group work. I started a group yesterday, and 5 of the 7 people were Ethical Society members. And part of me was like, you guys, we could have done this like for free earlier, but thank you. But you all, that relationship is intact. Like I'm here. I'm here. I'm not leaving the world. And also, if you did need something, finances should not be a barrier, so please let me know if they are. If you require my services and find yourself unable to afford them, we'll figure it out. Many of you have also asked how you can support me moving forward. It is a little scary to be stepping into the hustle again after having steady pay and benefits, especially I did not anticipate the political climate. So your referrals are deeply appreciated. Anyone you know having issues or problems that you think could benefit from some very direct guidance, please send them my way. And in addition to relationship work, I love working with men, elders, Gen Xers, newly single people, and all kinds of other identities. My practice is called Roots and Keys Coaching, and I'm returning to it after a 2-year hiatus full of ideas and enthusiasm. I've learned so much from being here that I will be able to apply in all of my future work and relationships. My wish for you is that you have also learned from me in this time together, and that you will continue to practice the skills of healthy communication, conflict resolution, and repair. That you will continue to apply the most charitable interpretation and lead with curiosity. I hope you will spend some money to update the building and grounds, pay staff equitably, and invest in the future of the community so that you can continue to grow. I hope you will give your new executive directors a chance to get their footing before you inundate them with questions and ideas. My hope is that you will continue to pivot away from main character energy and direct your attention to building and sustaining the most robust, loving, supportive, and inclusive community in St. Louis. I have so much faith in you. I wasn't sure about the tagline when I started, but I will say this has been exactly that, an opportunity to be human together. It's been messy and dramatic, but also joyful and inspiring. We've been on a journey together these past 2 years, and I'm grateful to have had the chance to be human with all of you. Thank you so much for everything. I sincerely love and respect you all. Even if we've had a hard time, we're still here and we're still trying. I hope to see you downstairs for my going away party. But just so you know, I will be here next Sunday night for good cheer. I wouldn't miss my last chance to be in community with all of you. Thank you.
Thank you, Amy. And because I was the platform host, I was not a part of opening words because I already planned to talk to you about Amy. I wanted to take a moment to express my appreciation as well. Words cannot express the depth of my gratitude for the relationship that we built and the friendship that I know will last. I'm not going to look at Amy anymore. That'll help. You have taught me and so many others in the community so much about ourselves, and you encouraged me to think deeply in new and unexpected ways about the world and my place in it. I am forever changed in extraordinarily positive ways. Because the society is in a better place because the board made a decision to hire Amy 2 years ago, and I hope that you all agree. And please never doubt that the profound impact that you have had on all of us. Much love. Okay. I'm not going to cry for the next 5 minutes. The welcome team will now take up a collection to support the society. We rely on the generosity of members and friends, so please consider donating. If you don't have cash with you today, you can donate at ethicalstl.org or use the QR code on the screen. We appreciate anything you may be able to offer. If you are interested in joining the Ethical Society, or you are a visitor and would like to know more, please visit the Visitors Connect table downstairs in the Becker room. Okay, as you know, today is our celebration of Amy Miller, Interim Director. Please head downstairs to the Becker room immediately following platform for food, brunch food, yummy, fellowship, and the opportunity to express your sincere appreciation to Amy. And for those that haven't gotten to participate in Donates with the Director because you are already a member, today's the day. Please show up. Blank note cards and pens will be available downstairs in the library if you still need to write a thank you note. And the collection bin is right next to it. So if you already wrote one, feel free to conclude it there. If you wish to show your appreciation to Amy by giving them a monetary gift, You can give cash directly to me, or you can still Venmo me at Samantha White 77 by the end of today. After you wish Amy the best, please come upstairs to meet the artist who created the amazing artwork out in the lobby and the foyer. I don't know if you've seen it, but it's amazing. There'll be coffee and cookies up here, so please make sure to come and check out that. And our annual celebration of good cheer is next Sunday, December 15th, beginning at 5 p.m. for dinner and 6:30 for the winter solstice celebration. We could use lots of help to pull everything together, so please sign up to volunteer or donate by this Thursday, December 12th, to make the event magical. Please also remember that there are no activities prior to 5 p.m. unless you're helping to set up for good cheer. You can see the weekly email or the Facebook page to learn about all the fun secular activities that will be taking place, or you can reach out to Holly Brubaker with any questions. We would love to keep you informed about future events at the Ethical Society of St. Louis. You may use the QR code on the screen to sign up. Check the Friends of the Ethical Society Facebook page, or email the relevant staff person or member. This is a busy and vibrant place, relies on volunteers, and I hope that you get involved and connected in ways that are meaningful for you. Claire and Cindy are here for their final musical selection.
Check, hot mic. Before we share this last one, if you're interested in singing with Ethical Voices, our in-house choir, during Good Cheer next Sunday, if you want to stop by and say hi to me real quick, I can hand you a piece of music and make sure that you have practice tracks in your email. We'll be rehearsing it next week before Good Cheer, and I can run through it with you before Amy's party if you want. Okay, so our final selection is Rivers and Roads by The Head and the Heart. Yeah, it's a great tune that we typically sing together at home with our family when we're sitting around at the holidays or on a Wednesday or whatever, whenever we're together. But it's a song about how we can be really grateful that our roads cross, and also they don't always stay going the same direction. So we're grateful for your time with us, Amy, and we wish you all the best. A year from now, we'll all be gone. All our friends will move away, and they're going to better places. But our friends will be gone away. Nothing is as it has been, and I miss your face like hell. But I guess it's just as well. But I miss your face like hell. Been talking about the way things change. My family lives in a different state, And if you don't know what to make of this, then we will not relate. So if you don't know what to make of this, then we will not relate. Oh, rivers and roads, rivers and roads, rivers till I reach you. Rivers and roads, oh, rivers and roads, rivers till I reach you. Rivers and roads, rivers and roads, rivers till I reach you. Rivers and roads, oh, rivers and roads, rivers till I reach you. Rivers and roads, rivers and roads, rivers till I reach you. Rivers and roads, rivers and roads, rivers till